Let fame that all hunt after in their lives live registered upon... Let fame that all hunt after in their lives live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, when, spite of cormorant devouring time, the endeavor of this present breath may buy that honor which shall blunt his scythe's keen edge and make us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, that war against your own affections and the huge army of the world's desires, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Baron, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statutes that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names, that his own hand may strike his honor down that violates the smallest branch herein.
I am resolved, 'tis but a 3 years' fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs, but bankrupt quite the wits.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The grosser manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and die, with all these living in philosophy.
I can but say their protestation over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn, that is to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that term, which I hope well is not enrolled there, and 1 day in a week to touch no food, and but 1 meal in every day beside, the which I hope is not enrolled there, and then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not to be seen to wink of all the day, when I was wont to think no harm all night, and to make a dark night too of half the day. Which I hope well is not enrolled there. Oh, these are barren tasks, too hard to keep. Not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baron, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir. Then I swore in jest.
Oh, shit.
What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why, that's to know which else we should not know.
Things hid and barred, you mean, from common sense.
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on, then. I will swear to study so, to know the thing I am forbid to know, as thus, to study where I well may dine, when I to feast expressly am forbid. Or study where to meet a mistress fine, when mistresses, from common sense, are hid. Or having sworn too hard a keeping oath, study to break it, and not break my troth. If study's gain be thus, and be it so, study knows that which yet it doth not know. Swear me to this, and I will ne'er say no.
These be the stops that hinder study quite and train our intellects to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain. But that most vain which with pain purchased doth inherit pain. As painfully to pore upon a book to seek the light of truth, while truth the while doth falsely blind the eyesight of his look. Light seeking light doth light of light beguile. So, ere you find where truth in darkness lies, your light grows dark by losing of your eyes. Study me how to please my eye indeed by fixing it upon a fairer eye, who, dazzling so, that eye shall be his heed, and give him light that it was blinded by. Study is like the heaven's glorious sun, that will not be deep searched by saucy looks. Small have continual plodders ever won, save base authority from others' books. These earthly godfathers of heaven's lights that give a name to every fixed star have no more profit of their shining nights than those that walk and wot not what they are. Too much to know is to know naught but fame, and every godfather can give a name.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well to stop all good proceeding.
He weeds the corn and still lets grow the weeding.
Spring is near when green geese are a-breeding.
How follows that?
Fit in his place and time.
In reason, nothing.
Something then, in rhyme.
Barone is like an envious, sneaping frost that bites the firstborn infants of the spring.
Well, say I am. Why should proud summer boast before the birds have cause to sing? Why should I joy in any abortive birth? At Christmas I no more desire a rose than wish a snow in May's newfangled shows. But like of each thing that in season grows, so you to study now, it is too late. Climb over the house to unlock a little gate.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Barone, adieu.
No, my good lord, I have sworn to stay with you. And though I have for barbarism spoke more than for that angel knowledge you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I have sworn, and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper. Let me read the same, and to the strict decrees I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Had this been proclaimed?
4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue. Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Sweet Lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
Dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possible devise. Why, this article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know, here comes in embassy the French king's daughter, with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty, about surrender up of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore is this article made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? Why, this was quite forgot.
So, study evermore is overshot. While it doth study to have what it would, it doth forget to do the thing it should.
We must of force dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within this 3 year space. For every man with his effects is born, not by might mastered, but by special grace. If I break faith, this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn by mere necessity. So, to the laws at large, I write my name. And he that breaks them in the smallest degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. Suggestions are to other as to me. But I believe, although I seem so loath, I am the last that will last keep my oath. What, is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveler of Spain, a man in all the world's new fashion planted that hath a mint of phrases in his brain. One who the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony, a man of compliments, whom right and wrong have chose as umpire of their mutiny. This child of fancy, that Armado hight, for interim to our studies, shall relate in high-born words the worth of many a knight from tawny Spain, lost in the world's debate. How you delight, my lords, I know not, but I protest, I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Armado was a most illustrious wight, a man of fire, new words, fashion's own knight.
Costard the swain, and he shall be our sport. And so to study 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
This, fellow, what wouldst?
I myself reprehend his own person, for I am his Grace's Farborough. But I would see his own person in flesh and blood.
This is he.
Signor Armado. Commence you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you more.
Sir, the contempts thereof are as touching meat.
A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low soever the matter, I hope in God for high words.
The matter is to me, sir, as concerning Jaconetta. The manner of it is, I was taken with the manner.
In what manner?
In manner and form following, sir, all those three. I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting with her upon the form, and taken, following her into the park, which put together is in manner and form following. Now, sir, for the manner, it is the manner of a man to speak to a woman. For the form, in some form.
And for the following, sir?
As it shall follow in my correction, and God defend the right.
Will you hear this letter with attention?
As we would hear an oracle.
Such is the simplicity of man, to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy, the Welkin's vice-gerent and sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god, and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of Costard yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he say it is so, he is, in telling true, but so.
Peace.
Be to me, and every man that dares not fight.
No words.
Of other men's secrets, I beseech you.
So it is. Besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time when, about the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much for the time when, now for the place where. It is ycleped thy park. There I did encounter that obscene and most preposterous event that draweth from my snow-white pen the ebon-colored ink. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth.
Me?
That unlettered, small-knowing soul.
Me?
That shallow vassal.
Still me?
Which, as I remember, hight Costard.
Oh, me.
Sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict. Oh, but with this I passion to say, wherewith?
With a wench.
With a child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him have I sent thee to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me. And it shall please you, I am Anthony Dull.
For Jaconetta, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain. I keep her as a vessel of thy law's fury. Thine in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty, Don Adriano di Armado. But Sirrah, what say you to this?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I do confess much of the hearing it, but little of the marking of it.
It was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wench.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
Well, it was proclaimed damsel.
This was no damsel neither, sir. She was a virgin.
It is so very too, for it was proclaimed virgin.
If it were, I deny her virginity. I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your turn, sir.
This maid will serve my turn, sir.
Sir, I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week with bran and water.
I had rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
And Don Armado shall be your keeper. My Lord Barone, see him delivered o'er. And go, we lords, to put in practice that which each to other hath so strongly sworn.
I'll lay my head to any good man's hat. These laws and oaths will prove an idle scorn. Sirrah, come on.
I suffer for the truth, sir. For true it is, I was taken with Jaconetta. And Jaconetta is a true girl. And therefore welcome the sour cup of prosperity. Affliction may one day smile again. Till then, sit thee down, sorrow.
Boy, what sign is it when a man of greatest spirit grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
Why, sadness is one and the self-same thing, dear imp.
No, oh Lord, sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
By a familiar demonstration of the working, my tough senor.
Why tough, senor? Why tough, senor?
Why tender juvenile? Why tender juvenile?
I spoke it tender juvenile as a congruent epitheton appertaining to thy young days, which we may nominate tender.
And I, tough senor, as an appurtenant title to your old time, which we may name tough.
Pretty and apt.
How mean you, sir? I pretty and my saying apt, or I apt and my saying pretty?
Thou pretty because little.
Little pretty because little. Wherefore apt?
And therefore apt because quick.
Speak you this in my praise, master?
In thy condign praise.
I will praise an eel with the same praise.
What, that an eel is ingenious?
That an eel is quick.
I do say thou art quick in answers, thou heatest my blood.
I am answered, sir.
I love not to be crossed.
He speaks the mere contrary. Crosses love not him.
I have promised to study 3 years with the Duke.
You may do it in an hour, sir.
Impossible.
How many is one thrice told?
I am ill at reckoning, it fitteth the spirit of a tapster.
You are a gentleman and a gamester, sir.
I do confess both. They are both the varnish of a complete man.
Then I am sure you know how much the sum of deuce, ace amounts to.
It doth amount to 1 more than 2.
Which the base vulgar do call three.
True!
Why, sir, is this such a piece of study? Now here is 3, studied ere you'll thrice wink. And how easy it is to put years to the word 3 and study 3 years in 2 words. The dancing horse will tell you.
A most fine figure.
To prove you a cipher.
I will hereupon confess I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to love, so am I in love with a base wench. I think scorn to sigh, methinks I should outswear Cupid. Comfort me, boy, what great men have been in love?
Hercules, master.
Most sweet Hercules. More authority, dear boy, nay, more. And sweet, my child, let them be men of good repute and courage.
Samson, master, he was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back like a porter, and he was in love.
Oh, well-knit Samson, strong-jointed Samson, I am in love too. Who was Samson's love, my dear moth?
A woman, master.
Of what complexion?
Of all the 4, or the 3, or the 2, or one of the 4.
Tell me precisely of what complexion.
Of the seawater green, sir.
Is that one of the 4 complexion?
As I have read, sir, and the best of them, too.
Green indeed is the color of lovers. But to have a love of that color, methinks Samson had small reason for it. He surely affected her for her wit.
It was so, sir, for she had a green wit.
My love is most immaculate black and red.
Most immaculate thoughts, master, are masked under such colors.
Define, well-educated infant.
My father's wit and my mother's tongue assist me.
Sweet invocation of a child, most pretty and pathetical.
If she be made of black and red, her faults will ne'er be known. For blushing cheeks by faults are bred, and fears by pale white shown. Then if she fear or be to blame, by this you shall not know. For still her cheeks possess the same which natives she doth owe.
Is there not a ballad boy of the king and the beggar maid?
The world was very guilty of such a ballad, some 3 ages since, but I think now 'tis not to be found.
I will have that subject newly writ o'er, that I may example my digression by some mighty precedent. Boy, I do love that country maid that I took in the park with the rational hind costard. She deserves well.
To be whipped, and yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy, my spirit grows heavy in love.
Forbear till this company be past.
Sir, the Duke's pleasure is that you keep Costard safe, and you must suffer him to take no delight, nor no penance, but he must fast 3 days a week. For this damsel, I must keep her at the park. She is allowed for the dairywoman. Fare you well.
I do betray myself with blushing. Maid,
Man,
I will visit thee at the lodge.
that's hereby.
I know where it is situate.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
With that face.
I love thee.
So I heard you say.
And so, farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jacanetta, away.
Villain, thou shalt fast for thy offenses ere thou be pardoned.
Well, sir, I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punished.
I am more bound to you than your fellow, for he is but lightly rewarded.
Take away this villain, shut him up.
Come, you transgressing slave, away.
Let me not be pent up, sir. I will fast being loose.
No, sir, thou were fast and loose.
fast and loose.
Thou shalt to prison.
Whoa! Well, if ever I do see the merry days of desolation that I have seen, some shall see.
What shall some see?
Nay, nothing, Master Moth, but what they look upon. I thank God I have as little patience as another man, and therefore I can be quiet.
I do affect the very ground which is base, where her shoe, which is baser, guided by her foot, which is basest, doth tread. I shall be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood if I love. And how can that be true love, which is falsely attempted? Love is a familiar, love is a devil. There is no evil angel but love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had an excellent strength. Yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt shaft is too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. The first and second cause will not serve my turn. The passado he respects not. The duello he regards not. His disgrace is to be called boy, but his glory is to subdue men. Adieu, valor. Rust, rapier. Be still, drum, for your manager is in love. Yeah, he loveth. Assist me, some extemporal god of rhyme, for I am sure I shall turn sonnet, devise wit, write pen, for I am for whole volumes in folio.
Now, madam, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sent, to whom he sent, and what's his embassy? Yourself, held precious in the world's esteem, to parley with the sole inheritor of all perfections that a man may owe, matchless Navarre. The plea of no less weight than Aquitaine, a dowry for a queen. Be now as prodigal of all dear grace, as nature was in making graces dear, when she did starve the general world beside, and prodigally gave them all to you.
Oh, good Lord, Boyette, my beauty, though but mean, needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by base sale of chapmen's tongues. I am less proud to hear you tell my worth than you much willing to be counted wise in spending your wit in the praise of mine. But now, to task the tasker. Good Boyette, you are not ignorant, all-telling fame doth noise abroad. Navarre hath made a vow. Till painful study shall outwear 3 years, no woman may approach his silent court. Therefore, to us seemeth it a needful course, before we enter his forbidden gates, to know his pleasure. And in that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him the daughter of the King of France, on serious business, craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste, signify so much, while we attend like humble-visaged suitors his high will.
Proud of employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving lord, that are vow fellows with this virtuous duke?
Lord Longaville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam. At a marriage feast between Lord Perigord and the beauteous heir of Jaques Falconbridge, solemnized in Normandy, saw I this Longaville. A man of sovereign parts, he is esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil of his fair virtue's gloss, if virtue's gloss will stain with any soil, is a sharp wit matched with too blunt a will, whose edge hath the power to cut, whose will still wills. It should none spare that come within his power.
Some merry mocking lord belike is so.
They say so most, that most his humors know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
The young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue loved for virtue loved. Most power to do most harm, least knowing ill. For he hath wit to make an ill shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. I saw him at the Duke Alençon's once, and much too little of that good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him, if I have heard a truth. Barone, they call him, but a merrier man, within the limit of becoming mirth. I never spent an hour's talk with all. Well, his eye begets occasion for his wit. For every object that the one doth catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue conceits expositor, delivers in such apt and gracious words, that aged ears play truant at his tales, and younger hearings are quite ravished. So sweet and voluble is his discourse.
God bless my ladies. Are they all in love, that every one her own hath garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise?
Here comes Boyette.
Now, what admittance, lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach, and he and his competitors an oath were all addressed to meet you, gentle lady, before I came. Mary, thus much I have learnt. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to besiege his court, than seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Fair princess, welcome to the court of Navarre.
Fair, I give you back again. And welcome, I have not yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields, too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Hear me, dear lady, I have sworn an oath.
Our lady, help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Not for the world, fair madam, by my will.
Why, will shall break it. Will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
Were my lord so, his ignorance were wise, where now his knowledge must prove ignorance. I hear your grace hath sworn out housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. But pardon me, I am too sudden bold to teach a teacher, ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will, if suddenly I may.
You will the sooner that I were away, for you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
Oh, you must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spur me with such questions.
Your wit's too hot, it speeds too fast. 'Twill tire.
Not till it leave the rider in the mire.
What time of day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now, fair befall your mask,
Fair fall the face it covers.
and send you many lovers.
Amen, so you be none.
Nay then, will I be gone?
Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the 1/2 of an entire sum dispersed by my father in his wars. But say that he or we as neither have received that sum, yet there remains unpaid 100,000 more, in surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king your father will restore but that one half which is unsatisfied, we will give up our right in Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty. But that it seems he little purposeth, for here he doth demand to have repaid 100,000 crowns, and not demands on payment of 100,000 crowns to have his title live in Aquitaine, which we much rather had depart withal and have the money by our father lent than Aquitaine, so gelded as it is. Dear princess, were not his requests so far from reason's yielding, your fair self should make a yielding gainst some reason in my breast and go well satisfied to France again.
You do the king, my father, too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name in so unseeming to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid.
I do protest I never heard of it, and if you prove it, I'll repay it back or yield up Aquitaine.
We arrest your word. Boyette, you can produce acquittances for such a sum from special officers of Charles, his father.
Satisfy me so.
Oh, so please, your grace, the packet is not come, where that and other specialties are bound. Tomorrow you shall have a sight of them.
It shall suffice me, at which interview all liberal reason I will yield unto. Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand as honor, without breach of honor, may make tender up to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, within my gates, but here, without, you shall be so received as you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart, though so denied fair harbor in my house. Your own good thoughts excuse me, and farewell. Tomorrow, shall we visit you again?
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Thy own wish I thee in every place.
Lady, I will commend you to mine own heart.
Oh, pray you do my commendations. I would be glad to see it.
I would you heard it groan.
Oh, is the fool sick?
Sick at the heart.
Alack, let it blood.
Would that do it good?
My physic, says I.
Will you prick it with your eye?
Non point, with my knife.
Now, God save thy life.
And yours, from long living.
Oh, I cannot stay. Thanksgiving.
Sir, I pray you a word. What lady is that same?
The heir of Alençon, Catherine, her name.
A gallant lady. Monsieur, fare you well.
I beseech you a word. What is she in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Perchance light in the light, I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself. To desire that were a shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I've heard.
God's blessing on your beard!
Good sir, be not offended. She is an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my color is ended. She is a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir. That may be.
Psst. Psst.
What's her name in the cap?
Rosaline, by good hap.
Is she wedded or no?
To her will, sir, or so.
You are welcome, sir. Adieu.
Oh, farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
That last is Baron, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him, but a jest.
And every jest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was willing to grapple as he was to board.
Two hot sheep's marry.
And wherefore not ships, no sheep, sweet lamb, lest we feed on your lips.
You sheep, and I pasture. Shall that finish the jest?
So you grant pasture for me?
Not so, gentle beast.
My lips are no common, though several they be.
Belonging to whom?
To my fortunes and me.
Good wits will be jangling, but gentles agree. This civil war of wits were much better used on Navarre and his bookmen, for here 'tis abused.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, by the heart's still rhetoric disclosed with the eyes, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason?
Why, all his behaviors did make their retire to the court of his eye, peeping thorough desire. His heart, like an agate, with your print impressed, proud in his form, in his eye, pride expressed. His tongue, all impatient to speak and not see, did stumble in haste in his eyesight to be. All senses to that sense did make their repair, to feel, only looking on, fairest of fair, His face's own margin did quote such amazes that all eyes saw his eyes enchanted with gazes. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him, for my sake, but one loving kiss.
Come to our pavilion. Boyette is disposed.
But to speak that in words which his eye hath disclosed, I only have made a mouth of his eye by adding a tongue which I know will not lie.
Thou'rt an old love-monger and speak'st skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather and learns news of him.
Then was Venus like her mother, for her father is but grim.
Do you hear my mad wenches?
No!
What then do you see?
Our way to be gone.
You are too hard for me.
Warble, child, make passionate my sense of hearing.
I read that once in Africa a noble king did reign.
He had to name Cophetua, as poets they did feign. From nature's laws he did decline, for sure he was not of my mind. He cared not for womankind, but did them all disdain.
But mark what happened on a day, as he out of his window lay. A beggar passed him all in grey, that did amaze his eyes.
In thee mused he doth rest my life, for surely thou shalt be my wife, or else this hand with bloody knife the gods will sure suffice. What is thy name, fair maid?
Quoth he, the Nellophano king.
Quoth she, with that she made a low curtsy, a trim one as I ween.
My bride, thou shalt betrothed be, and thou shalt rise to my degree. Come on and follow me, for thou must shift thee clean.
The beggar blusheth scarlet red, straight again as pale as lead, but not a word at all she said. She was in such a maze. At last she spake with trembling voice and said,
O king, I do rejoice that you will take me for your choice, and my degree so base.
They wed and led a quiet life during their princely reign, and in a tomb were buried both, as writers show it plain. Their fame did sound so passingly that it did pierce the starry sky.
And throughout all the world did fly to every prince's realm.
Sweet air! Go, tenderness of years, take this key. Give enlargement to the swain. Bring him festinately hither. I want to employ him in a letter to my love.
Master, will you win your love with a French brawl?
What meanest thou, brawling in French?
No, my complete master, but to jig off a tune at the tongue's end, canary to it with your feet, humor it with turning up your eyelids, sigh note and sing a note. Sometimes through the throat as if you swallowed love with singing love. Sometimes through the nose as if you snuffed up love with smelling love. With your hat, penthouse-like over the shop of your eyes, with your arms crossed on your thin belly doublet, like a rabbit on a spit, or with your hands in your pocket like a man after the old painting, and keep not too long in one tune, but a snip and away.
How hast thou purchased this experience?
By my penny of observation. But have you forgot your love?
Almost I had.
Negligent student, learn her by heart.
By heart and in heart, boy.
And out of heart, master. All those three I will prove. By heart you love her because your heart cannot come by her. In heart you love her because your heart is in love with her. And out of heart you love her. Being out of heart, you cannot enjoy her.
I am all these three.
And 3 times as much more. And yet, nothing at all.
Fetch hither the swain. He must carry me the letter. The way is but short. Away.
As swift as lead, sir.
Thy meaning, pretty ingenious, is not lead a metal heavy, dull, and slow.
Minime honest, master, or rather, master, no.
I say lead is a slow.
You are too swift, sir, to say so. Is that lead slow which is fired from a gun?
Sweet smoke of rhetoric! He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet, that's he. I shoot thee at the swain.
Thump then, and I flee.
Thump!
Flee!
A most acute juvenile, voluble, and free of grace. By thy favor, sweet welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Ah. Most rude melancholy, valor gives thee place. My herald is returned.
A wonder, master. Here's the costard broken in a shin.
Some enigma, some riddle. Come, thy l'envoi, begin.
No egma, no riddle, no l'envoi, no salve in the mail, sir. Oh, sir, plantain, a plain plantain.
Oh, pardon me, my stars. The heaving of my lungs provokes me to ridiculous smiling. Doth the inconsiderate take a salve for a l'envoi and the word l'envoi for a salve?
Do the wise think them other is not l'envoi a salve?
No, page. It is a discourse or epilogue to make plain some obscure precedence that hath tofore been seen. I will example it. The fox, the ape, and the humblebee were still at odds, being but three. There is the moral, now the l'envoi.
I will add the l'envoi. Say the moral again.
The fox, the ape, and the humblebee were still at odds, being but three.
Until the goose came out of door and stayed the odds by adding 4. Now will I begin your moral, and do you follow with my l'envoi. The fox, the ape, and the humblebee were still at odds, being but 3.
Until the goose came out of door, staying the odds by adding 4.
A good l'envoi, ending in the goose. Would you desire more?
The boy hath sold him a bargain. A goose, that's flat. Sir, your pennyworth is good and your goose be fat. To sell a bargain well is as cunning as fast and loose. Let me see. A fat l'envoi? Aye, that's a fat goose.
Come hither, come hither. How did this argument begin?
By saying that a costard was broken in a shin, then called you for the l'envoi.
True, and I for a plantain. Thus came your argument in.
But tell me, how was there a costard broken in a shin?
I will tell you sensibly.
Thou hast no feeling of it, moth. I will speak that l'envoi. I, costard, running out that was safely within, fell over the threshold and broke my shin.
We will talk no more of this matter.
Till there be more matter in the shin.
Sirrah Costard, I will enfranchise thee.
Oh, marry me to one Francis? I smell some l'envoi, some goose in this.
By my sweet soul, I mean setting thee at liberty and freedoming thy person. Thou wert immured, restrained, captivated, bound.
True, true. And now you will be my purgation and let me loose.
I give thee thy liberty, set thee from durance, and in lieu thereof impose on thee nothing but this. Bear this significant to the country-made Jacanetta. There is remuneration for the best word of mine honor, is rewarding my dependence. Moth, follow!
Like the sequel, I, Signor Custard, adieu.
My sweet ounce of man's flesh, my incony jewel? Yeah. Now will I look to his remuneration. Remuneration? Oh, that's the Latin word for 3 farthings. 3 farthings? Remuneration. What's the price of this inku? 1 penny? No. I'll give you a remuneration. Why, it carries it. Remuneration. I will never buy and sell out of this word.
Ah, my good